Hi everyone, thanks for clicking on our video of the Oregon Coast Trail hike. We promised the video will get started just in a second, but during the editing of this video we realized there were a couple of things that were probably going to generate questions to the viewers, so we thought we'd go ahead and just address those right up front.
So the first question you might have is, why did you take shuttles so often?
The Oregon Coast Trail is 400 miles long from the northern end of Oregon all the way down to the California border. However, unlike a traditional hiking trail, it's not all trail miles, backpacking trail miles. Actually, only about 20%, which is 80 miles of that 400, is on a regular backpacking hiking trail. An additional 40% of the trail is beach or shore walking. And then the remaining 40%, which is 160 miles, consists of road walking, primarily on Highway 101, which is a narrow, two-lane winding highway that goes down the coast of Oregon. So rather than risk hiking down a dangerous trail just so we could say we hiked the whole 400 miles, we opted to take shuttles to get around the road part.
The second question you might have is, why does it seem like you stayed in hotels and hostels quite a bit?
Oregon is pretty strict about allowing just free camping or camp wherever you want to, the way you're accustomed to on a regular trail. Typical backpacking, you just find a nice flat spot and that's your campsite for the night. But Oregon, because so much of the Oregon Coast Trail is on public land or on beaches where they simply don't allow camping at all, any camping is restricted almost entirely to established campgrounds. Those campgrounds, particularly in the summer when we hiked, can be pretty crowded. Sometimes there simply aren't tent sites available. They're also tend to be on the expensive side, anywhere from $15 to $30 a night. So in a situation where we either couldn't find camping or it would just cost too much, it ended up making more sense just to go ahead and spend an extra $15 or $20 to get a motel for the night. So with that out of the way, enjoy the video and stay tuned, because we have another adventure starting in just 2 weeks, and hopefully we'll get that video up pretty soon. So thanks again for watching.
Bye.
Well, hello everyone. Where are we?
We are on the coast of Oregon.
We're actually at the Fort Stevens campground, which is on the very northwestern tip of the state of Oregon. We're actually only 3 miles south of the terminus of what trail?
The Oregon Coast Trail.
Which we are going to start hiking, well, as soon as I finish this video. Tell us a little bit about the trail.
It's approximately 400 miles. It starts at the Washington-Oregon border at the Columbia River and ends at the California-Oregon border.
Thanks for following us. Hopefully we'll give you guys a good adventure. All right, let's do it. As we said in our introduction, we're staying at the Fort Stevens campground right now, and that's about 3 miles south of the actual terminus, northern terminus of the Oregon Coast Trail. So right now we're slack packing our way that 3 miles up to touch the northern terminus, and then we'll turn around and hike back, and from then on it'll be south all the way to California. Seeing these tsunami evacuation maps all over the place. Wondering if I should be worried about that. Platform cover thing here. That's the northern terminus for the Oregon Coast Trail. Okay, we made it. Northernmost point. Now all we have to do is turn around and hike 400 miles south. All right?
Yep, let's go.
Let's go. Okay, it's day number 2 on the Oregon Coast Trail. We just left the Fort Stevens campground for the second time. Yesterday, we left it, hiked out to the trail, and then hiked north for 3 miles to the northern terminus and turned around, came back. I did a mistake with my math yesterday. I said it was just a 6 mile round trip, 3 mile out and back. That didn't factor in the 2 miles from the Fort Stevens campground out to where the trail starts. So it was actually a 10-mile day yesterday, but we slack packed it. It wasn't too bad. But today we've got full packs and we are headed south. So California, here we come. Okay, we are back on the Oregon Coast Trail. Ocean right in front of us. Look to the right. The shipwreck we walked past yesterday, but today we're going this way. We have camp set up for day number 2. Thea, back over here in her tent. Me, I'm cowboy camping tonight. We'll see if I regret that in the middle of the night. Anyway, we're camped out for the night here. Had a great day, kind of cool walking on the beach. And tomorrow, day number 3, we'll see where we go. Okay, it's the start of day number 3. We found a pretty nice place to shelter last night in those trees behind us. We just checked the tidal charts and saw that right now it is high tide. So interesting to get up here and see just how much beach is going to be available for us to walk on. Sushi, yeah. Here's something you don't see on the beach every day. Like a whale washed up. So these other folks here just told us that apparently this is a 55-foot long sperm whale, and it was apparently it was hit by a boat and killed. And the big slices that are you can see in it, University of Oregon came out here and took samples for necropsy to determine the cause of death and all the other stuff they want to know about a whale. But wow, no way to convey how big this thing is when you're standing next to it, and also no way to convey how bad it smells. Holy moly. Now we're waiting for an Uber to come pick us up and take us to a hostel. The hostel's only 2 miles away, but it's on one of the busiest streets imaginable. And we walked down it for about a half a mile to get to the Mexican restaurant, and it was a frightening experience. So we decided rather than risk our lives walking back down to the hostel, we're just gonna hire an Uber to get us there safe and sound. All right, here we are at the place we're staying tonight, the Seaside Hostel. You can see we're really roughing it. This is primitive conditions here. So let me swing around and show you. We are, in fact, even though it's a hostel, we're still camping out in our tents. Again, as a courtesy to any other people in the hostel that might want to sleep tonight and not have to listen to my snoring. We pitched tents in the yard. Morning, Goldilocks. It's day number 4 on trail. We're sitting in the hostel right now, relaxing, watching Ivy Tat hike the PCT. There's the shuttle. We're in Cannon Beach. Okay. Boy, this place, we drove through the middle of town, and this is the very definition of a tourist town. Holy cow. It's really quaint, really cute, but probably pretty damn expensive. All right, coming up on our campsite for tonight. Home sweet home. Either over here or right here. Up to you, boss.
You got both of them?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 5 on the Oregon Coast Trail. Loading up soon, hiking into town. Gonna grab a little town breakfast. And then we're going to start hiking south towards Rockaway Beach, which is going to be our next resupply point. In between, there's we have to do a ferry crossing, so hopefully we won't have any trouble getting a ferry to take us across the inlet or lead, whatever they call it. Couldn't notice the irony of just over a week ago, our main problem was dealing with high heat and a lack of water, and now it's literally the exact opposite. It's rained almost every day, wet, and it's downright chilly. So I guess pick your poison. Too hot or too cold. Hopefully next
I'd
week
rather
it'll
deal with the cold.
yeah, the cold actually is better than the heat. Better than dehydrated breakfast.
Yes,
Yeah,
much better.
much better. campgrounds. They're spaced every 5 or so 10 miles apart along this trail, so a lot different from the usual trail. Okay, it's the morning of day number 6 on the Oregon Coast Trail. We pitched our tents right here behind us on the flat ground, and relatively comfortable, although it was still pretty damn windy last night. But up over the dunes now, down the beach a couple of miles, and there's supposed to be a place where we can jump a ferry to go across. There's an inlet or a bay that we have to get a boat across. So hopefully there'll be someone there who can give us a ride, and we won't have to wait too long. Fog really rolled in. It's gotten kind of cold. Okay. Here's where we are, and there is where we need to get. So hopefully we can find somebody with a boat who will give us a ride over there for $10 or $20. So Thea doesn't have to swim over and carry me on her back. There goes the nice guy that picked us up on the other shore and gave us a ride over here. So saved us a long swim. Part of the time the Oregon Coast Trail is actually on the coast, the beach. Part of the time follows Highway 101, and right now it's the railroad tracks. So I can't say there isn't a lot of variety on this trail. We picked up our resupply box in Rockaway Beach, and now we're headed south, paralleling Highway 101. As you can see, right off to our left is the highway, and immediately to our left are the railroad tracks we were walking on. I don't want to walk on that highway if I don't have to. The railroad tracks are rough on the feet, rough on the knees, but better than getting run over by a semi. And now we're walking down the highway because there's a train on the tracks. Okay, off the damn highway, off the railroad tracks, back on the beach. About a mile and a half to go to the campground we're shooting for tonight. Be ready for bed when we get there. Well, we finally got here, and here's what 20 bucks gets you. This is our little chunk of paradise for the night. Yay.
Yay.
All right, loaded up, headed out of the campground. Destination is south. tents pitched for the night in the Old Mill RV campground in the town of Garibaldi, I'm not sure how they pronounce it. But wasn't a really big day of hiking. Wanted to make sure Thea had recovered from her bad migraine yesterday. Enjoying the hike still. Weather's been great. We haven't had a drop of rain, knock on wood. And we're loving the hike so far. So this week on the Oregon Coast Trail was night and day different from our week on the Oregon Desert Trail. So we're going to keep pounding south and hopefully have a lot of more cool stuff to show you in the future. Okay?
Good night.
Good night. Good morning. It's day number 9 on the Oregon Coast Trail. How you feeling this morning?
Cold and hungry.
Cold and hungry, yeah. You can see behind us, it's super foggy out right now, and the air is really damp. It's chilly. We're both wearing our puffies. We're sitting outside. We're actually in the little town of Garibaldi, and we're sitting outside of a restaurant waiting for it to open up. Behind us, you can kind of see the train depot, which is kind of cool. They're getting ready to start their first run of the day. All right, we finished our breakfast. Now we're headed down the street to the bus stop. It's 8 miles from Garibaldi, where we are now, to the next town, Tillamook. And unfortunately, the Oregon Coast Trail is all on Highway 101. So rather than just walk down the highway, we're gonna jump on a shuttle bus and play it safe. All right. Hiking through the wilds of Tillamook, Oregon, on our way to rejoin the coastal trail. This is the less glamorous part of hiking the Oregon Coast Trail. Very loud, very noisy, and kind of sketchy. Our campsite for tonight. I think this is actually probably the nicest campground we've stayed in yet. Tents were all soaked when we put them away this morning, so we have to let everything dry out before we actually put up the tents. Okay, it's the morning of day number 10 on the Oregon Coast Trail. Report right now, we're at the Niskawen Creek RV Park. And wanted to give a shout out to them because this is the best campground we've stayed in so far. We're approximately, what do you say, 130 miles in?
Yeah, 125.
So, yeah, so getting close to the 1/3 of the way through the trail mark. But having a great time, and hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. Found a place to put up our tents. Now, dinner time. Mashed potatoes and Spam. All right, Thea's in here doing the final packing on her tent. Today is day number 11 on the Oregon Coast Trail. not too windy for you to hear me. We're in the town of Lincoln City right now. We got checked into Motel 6. Thea is getting cleaned up. I volunteered to walk a couple of blocks down the street to Safeway. We're just gonna pick up some stuff to eat in our room rather than go out and blow 50 bucks on a restaurant meal. So we decided to get a motel because the campground we're gonna stay in, it's like 30 bucks for our tents. And we did a search and found out for only about $25 more, we could get a motel room with a shower, laundry, and bed, and all the comforts. So we decided to splurge, stay in a motel tonight, get all cleaned up, refreshed, so we can start out fresh and energetic tomorrow. Okay, it's day number 12. We just left the Motel 6. We stayed last night. Heading down the street to post office to pick up a resupply package. Waiting for the bus. Another section of the Oregon pavement trail that we're gonna take a bus on instead of trying to walk. But anyway, trying to figure out the bus schedule around here is high-level algebra. I don't understand how these guys design it. It's ridiculous. Got here just time for sundown. Go find a place to camp out. Beautiful out here. It's day 13 on the Oregon Coast Trail. Here's our campsite. Okay, well it's another day. I'm not sure what day it is. We're headed into Newport. We have about a 6.5 mile walk along the beach to get into the town of Newport, and we think we're going to take a day off there because they've got a really cool aquarium there, the Newport Aquarium, and a zoo apparently right next to it. So we might just do some touristy things there tomorrow before we get back on trail. Okay, Oregon Coast Trail day 15, 16, I'm not sure what day it is now, but we're clearly not hiking today. We're doing the tourist thing. We're in the town of Newport and just finished breakfast, and now we're going to go check out the aquarium. And you can see there's a giant monster behind me. I don't know if that's a... Well, let's check it out. Okay, 0 day in Newport is over. Just checked out our motel. Gonna wander down the street a little ways to find a place to grab some breakfast, and then we're heading back out to try to get on trail. Okay, made it to the Waldport post office before they closed, and much to my pleasure and surprise, my box was here. So, yay, we're not gonna starve to death. Not that we have been already. I think I'm gaining weight on this trip. All right, dear, where are we headed?
Camp.
The camp? We're
Beach.
we're in town, so we're obviously not going to be camping here. But
No.
the beach is just in front of us, and we've got about a 4-mile hike down the beach to the campground that we're going to try to stay at tonight. But we're kind of racing the tide. High tide's coming in, and after a certain point, it's not safe to hike along the beach. So, trying to get there before then. All right, we are on day number 20 of the Oregon Coast Trail hike, and there's my beautiful bride. This is where her tent was last night, on the world's soggiest, moldiest picnic table. I was over here a few feet away with my own soggy, moldy picnic table. And we're faced with a dilemma. We're faced with whether or not we're going to be camping indoors or outdoors. The reason we're concerned is there's a weather forecast for literally 100% chance of rain starting tonight around midnight. Over half an inch of rain forecasted, and with 20-mile-an-hour winds, and that means hiking on Friday is, tomorrow's Friday, is gonna suck. So we may be trying to find a hotel to hole up in while the bad weather passes over. So we're making that decision now. She's doing the research. Yep, figuring out where's the closest place and how much is it gonna cost. In the town of Reedsport right now. We, because of the weather forecast and some nasty road conditions, our decision to hole up in a motel was pretty good. It's been pouring rain all day long. It stopped briefly so I could pull out my phone and film this segment, but I'm sure it'll start pouring again soon and I'll get wet. All checked into our motel for the night. Now it's time for dinner. How about Mexican, dear?
Okay, sounds good.
Let's eat that.
Okay.
Day 23, storms passed, good dry day. We're heading downtown, trying to catch a shuttle bus and get out of town. can't even speak English. Hi, everyone. Are you kidding me?
Oh, it's gonna go several times because it's not. Oh, I hate it when you do this.
I do too. It shouldn't be that hard.